Hello there, happy Metaphysical Monday. Thank you for joining me. If you're new around here, my name is Melissa, and every Monday we talk metaphysical. So today's topic is going to be Labradorite. And also, while you're here, when you're done watching the video, if you're interested, I also do tarot readings by zodiac sign. So hit the channel button and head over there and find your sign and look up your horoscope. So anyways, let's carry on to Labradorite. Labradorite has been around for a little while. It's not a newer one, but it's also not as old as some of them. It was found originally, we think, in the late 1700s, and it was found near the Labrador Peninsula in Canada. So that's where it got its name, because that's where it was first found. But also, since then, they have found it in several other countries: Madagascar, Australia, and Russia. There is another form of Labradorite that's called spectralite. Spectralite has all of the colors in it, and that is only found in Finland, but it's basically the same type of crystalline structure, or however you want to call it. Okay, let's get a piece out here. I'm not going to use that one. That one I'm saving for last. This one is like one of my newer ones, new favorite, I guess. You can see that, I hope, very well. Let's see if I can get it to focus close up. There we go, without reflecting the phone. See that flash of color? I don't know how well the color is coming up on your end, but it is like a bluish green in person. And then we have these lines right here and here and here and here, these little dashes. They kind of flash gold in person. That is the reflection of my salt lamp, so ignore that. That's not part of the stone. So that's what it looks like. And how does it get those little flashes of color is a little bit different than moonstone. If you watched the moonstone video, the moonstone is kind of a layered structure. Like it's like layered upon each other, and so the light will go in there and bounce off of each layer, and that's what gives it the flash. With Labradorite, what I was reading was that it actually does that from fractures within the stone. So it's not layered necessarily like a rainbow moonstone, for instance, but it has fractures and cracks inside, and that's that's why it has different directions. I have this really cool sphere that has really good flash on it. Let's see if I can, and it like goes in different directions. There it is right there. Let's see if I can get the right angle on it. You can see, there we go. You can see how it kind of goes in, like trying to hide my face so it doesn't focus on my face. Nope, still focusing on me. There we go. You can see how it goes horizontal and vertical right there. You can see the different like layers and directions. That is because it's actually cracks inside of the stone that make that. So I found that pretty interesting. I did not know that before. Also, let's see. It is actually found in slabs. So like if we were talking about like an amethyst where it has the like points to it, Labradorite is technically not technically, we would call it a stone versus a crystal, because it grows in slabs. It is of the earth, so we'll call it growing. But it's found in slab form, so there are no crystals necessarily. It's usually found in like a boulder or a slab or something along those lines. So now that we have some of the like science nerdy geeky part out of the way, because that's probably like one of my favorite parts, let's move on to some of the metaphysical uses for Labradorite. So Labradorite is also known as the Stone of Magic. It's the Stone of Magic and mystery and mysticism, and it has a lot of nicknames, but there's a reason for that. So Labradorite is really good to work with on spiritual development and also astral travel. Anything that has connects your physical body with your etheric or spirit body or energy body, however you want to call it, basically all the same stuff. But it helps you connect that part of yourself, your higher self, and it also creates a bridge for you to communicate with the other side or guides or angel or in the angelic realm. Also, let's see, did I miss anything here? The different colors of flash. So I have this fancy book right here, and I'll link you to it in the bottom. It's a new book, Crystal Lore, Legends and Myths. It's by Athena Parakis, who is the owner and creator of Sage Goddess. If you're not familiar, the link will be in the description box. And so I have it actually, this was part of also why I decided to go with Labradorite, because I asked in the groups and it came up a couple of times. But then when I went to get this book, that was the page it was open to. It was like, here's your sign. So she has a nice picture right there. So the different colors represent basically, you can get it with any colored flash, what we call the flash, the ray of color that comes off of it. Red for the root chakra, which will be more of a stabilizing and grounding your energy type stone. And then orange represents passion, illuminating the sacral chakra, or sacral chakra, however you say it. Gold symbolizes the solar plexus chakra and your power center, reminding you of the strength of your will. So your solar plexus is where all of your like motivation, your will to like push through drama or BS that you're like having to deal with. So if you can find Labradorite that has a gold flash to it, which I'm going to show you, like one of my biggest, I think this is probably my largest Labradorite piece, has like a ton of gold flash, and it's gorgeous. It's also posted on my Instagram. Like if you go way down in my Instagram, I have a video of it there with way better lighting. So anyways, let's continue with the different colors. So light green is for the heart chakra and opening you to expand sources of love and connection. So if you get a Labradorite stone that has light green, that's going to connect you more with making love connections, not necessarily in a romantic sense, but connecting to your heart space and acting out of love. If you're struggling and you're like lashing out or maybe have some anger, it would be great for that, because the Labradorite also will help ground you and connect you spiritually. So blue aligns with your throat chakra, which will help you speak your truth with conviction. So we already know that because it's the stone of magic and it helps with connecting you to the other side or with your higher self even. It will help you when it has blue flash with speaking your truth with conviction is the key words here, because once you get in touch with your higher self, you have more of that confidence and that self-assuredness that you know what you're speaking. And when you know what you're speaking, it doesn't matter what other people think. Anyways, okay, so more colors. Indigo exposes you to new channels and sources of wisdom, so that will connect you to your third eye. Violet opens your crown chakra to connect you with God's spirit. So the crown chakra is right above our head, and that is kind of like where the soft spot is on a newborn or an infant. And that is where we receive our messages. That is where we receive guidance. That is where we connect to source energy, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. I believe they are just different names for the same thing. But that if it has kind of a violet, which I don't know if I have any pieces that have any violet. Sorry. Let's move on. Rose colored flashes, which also I have never seen in person before, are angelic glimmers of hope and illumination from the soul star chakra, softening your heart and embracing you in the flow of divine feminine love held by divine masculine protection. So like it's kind of a balanced. But that is from this book. and I'll link it down in the box in the description box below if you're interested. But it does have a lot of kind of cool stuff, and there's also another story in here I'm going to read to you about Labradorite when we get to that point. Also, it can be used to protect you against other people's energy. So if you say work with the public and you really have no control over who you're physically dealing with in person, it would be a good stone to wear to protect you against absorbing any of their energies, especially if you're an empath or somebody who picks up on energy strongly. It would be a good thing to carry. I would say even maybe with like a black tourmaline to repel negative energy. This also kind of helps protect your energy from their energy, if that makes sense. There's a very subtle difference there if you pick up on it. And so how can we use Labradorite? How can we use Labradorite to kind of harness these aspects of the stone? So one way that I like to, it really helps smooth a meditation. If you struggle with meditation, with actually getting your mind to shut down, not really shut down, but to shut up, basically, if you're trying to get your brain to shut up, Labradorite can help with that. Now, there are two things that I've had happen that are kind of complete opposites when using Labradorite to meditate. So one, it helps your mind shut down. It helps your mind, like not shut down, but shut up, basically. It will help you keep focus on your intention. So if I feel like personally, if you are working on an intention when you meditate, if you are focusing on an intention, then Labradorite will help you with that. It will help you focus on that. If you go into a meditation with Labradorite, either between your palms or wearing it, it can, if you go into it without an intention, it can kind of bring some stuff up. It can pull forward some things that you need to deal with. It helps with that connection. Let me see if I wrote any of this down so I can get my wording better. No, not really. I didn't write it down, but it's something that I've experienced. If you aren't really trying to focus on something, it will help you find something to focus on. So if you're not prepared for that, I would have an intention, or if your intention is to say, hey, what do I have going on that I need to work on? What am I not facing right now? It will help bring it to the surface. So another way that you can use Labradorite, and I have a little heart. A heart will go good for this. It has dog hair on it. Sorry. Pet friendly home. Okay, so we have this little heart. You can place it on your third eye chakra and just ask it questions. You're not necessarily asking the stone. You're using the stone to help you communicate with your higher self, but placing it on your third eye and asking questions like, what are my blockages? What do I need to know about? What things are going on in my life that I'm not facing? Or, whatever question that you have that you need help bringing forward so that you can work on it, Labradorite will help with that. It's very helpful with manifestation as well, I would say. I don't really read that anywhere, not that I can remember, but it definitely helps you focus your intention. Trash day. Sorry. I don't like to edit, so I apologize for leaving that in, but this is real life shit. Also, so we have, those are like the basic metaphysical qualities. So there are a lot of people who use crystals for physical healing. There are crystals that are associated with certain parts of the body, certain things. So we're gonna dive into that now. So let's talk physical. There are a few things that Labradorite can help with. It's pretty broad because there are so many different color options. A lot of times the color associated with the chakra would work on the organs in that area of the chakra. I mean, it's kind of a very basic and very general statement about crystals and stones in general, that's kind of the association, but there are some exceptions and that sort of thing. But for Labradorite specifically, the brain, things with the brain, thoughts, thought patterns, that kind of stuff, anything that's going on with your brain, if focusing is an issue, if maybe ADHD would help you, help for focusing. Obviously, I'd already said that. The eyes, the thyroid, menstrual pains, high blood pressure, or I guess low blood pressure too. I usually have lower blood pressure, and when I was pregnant, I used to almost pass out a lot because my blood pressure would drop so low. Lungs and respiratory. So you can actually place it in the physical area of where the ailment is, and connect your vibration to the vibration of the stone and have it work with you. That's very, very basic in general. Again, I would consult your local Reiki practitioner, or if you don't feel comfortable doing this yourself, if you're a beginner. What else can I say? So it's not a birthstone. It is nobody's birthstone, but it is associated with Sagittarius, Scorpio, and Leo. So it is a good stone for people who are that sun sign. All right, so I'm going to tell you this cute little story. It's not really a story. It's more of a legend, because I like sharing the historical attributes and stuff like that about the stones. So there is a legend with Labradorite in the Inuit. I'm gonna say I that was a weird noise. Sorry, guys. Spirits are active right now. The house is quiet. So in the Inuit legend, once long ago, the northern lights fell from the sky. An Inuit warrior tried to release them by striking the stones with a spear, but some remained trapped. This is why Labradorite glows in a range of colors. So basically, they believe that the northern lights, also known as Aurora Borealis, if you've ever seen pictures of like the sky in Alaska and stuff like that, and some other northern hemisphere, North Pole areas. I don't know what else is up there. Sorry, guys. I'm not a geography person. Geology, but not geography. Okay, so, but they believe that the northern lights or Aurora Borealis is trapped inside this stone. So that is kind of a neat little nifty story. But I'm gonna do some gratuitous Labradorite flashing. Yeah, we're gonna call it that. So I've been showing you this piece that's rough, raw, and then polished on one side. This is just a raw piece. So this is a raw piece. It really has some like really cool rainbows in there, but I can't get it to focus. Here we go. See if it'll flash some rainbows at us. There's some blue in there. There's a corner that has like a really awesome full-fledged, all the colors almost kind of rainbow. And I'm sure it's not going to show up right now because we're doing this video. This one doesn't feel like flashing right now. It's being a little self-conscious. All right, I have some hearts that have, you see that flash? There it is. Up in that top corner there. Trying to get flash that's not just a reflection. There you go. Did you see it? Did you miss it? Rewind it. This is the worst possible place to do this. I did bring a flashlight though. I brought one because I knew this was going to happen. Okay, guys. There's some flash for you. Right there. There we go. Right there. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. All right, this is a pendant that I made. That has some gorgeous flash in there. See that? Love it. This side doesn't have as much flash, but there's a cute little rainbow in there. You see that? Love it. Oh, in case you didn't notice, I'm also wearing a Labradorite ring. There we go. It has like a white flash, which I've never seen before. This is the only one I've ever seen with a white flash. Here's another heart. See, it's just like a gray stone, but it has that flash in it. I'm just gonna skip. You already saw this one. Bracelet. You can get it in chips. And the best piece ever. My legs are falling asleep. I'm sitting on the floor. That's the bottom of it. And I hope you can see that okay. Do you see that gold? That is flash in there. It's down here. It's all around it. It is, see it right there on the edges there? All the way up there, down in here. It has the coolest golden flash ever. Now you can see it up here. It's heavy. It's heavy. It's bigger than my hand. And I put all of my other little Labradorites in there. My labs. This is my lab bowl. But yes, so there's your gratuitous lab flashing. One more thing I wanted to talk about, which I don't think I've done in the other crystal video, is some affirmations. So like if you're meditating with it, or if you just something that you want to say while you put your piece of jewelry on, if it's jewelry that you're doing, some things that you can say while you put it on, just kind of reiterate your intention with it. Within darkness, light resides. And kind of like a mantra, you can repeat it a few times just to remind yourself that while it is just kind of a simple gray rock, that there is light inside. And that kind of goes back to that legend about the aurora borealis being trapped inside the stone. There is light inside. And when you turn it just the right way, you know, it looks plain and simple and dull, but when you turn it just the right way, you get that flash of light. Another one, I call forth the magic of awareness. I call forth the magic of higher awareness, just to call in your own personal magic and allow you to manifest and make beautiful things. So that is really all I have on Labradorite right now, at least for this video, since we're over 20 minutes at this point. I won't keep you any longer. So thank you so much if you stuck it out this long. And I will see you in the next Metaphysical Monday video. Don't forget to check out your tarot readings, hit the channel, and hit subscribe, and make sure you click that bell icon so you can get notifications of the next Monday video, and also when the next set of tarot readings comes out. Thank you again so much for watching, and have a blessed day. Oh.